happening, boys, and welcome to the FIFA 20 gameplay breakdown episode. A little bit different. You guys are usually used to players wave views or gameplay based content on the channel, but I thought to myself, you know what, we're about 8, 9, maybe even 10 weeks away from FIFA 20 release, and you know that summer is well and truly here. Midsummer is well and truly here when we finally start getting these gameplay trailer breakdowns. Now, the big thing about these gameplay trailer breakdowns is that they look great. Like, gameplay obviously looks incredible in game. Cinematically, it always looks awesome. FIFA 19, every trailer, you know, every trailer that I can remember looked absolutely sweet. It gets a lot of hype. People get really, really excited for the new game. And then I think the one thing that we definitely want, we want the gameplay to live up to what the game looks like in the trailer. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to look a little bit at the features that are going to be, there's a website that has come out. I'll put the link in the description below that corresponds with some of the things that are talked about in this trailer. Now, I was able to play FIFA 20 over at EA Play. It was kickoff mode. It wasn't Ultimate Team, so that needs to be noted, obviously, right off the bat. Two totally different game modes. Obviously, chemistry boosts affect Ultimate Team, and the players are, gameplay is a lot faster. Touches are different, so the whole thing is a little bit different. FIFA kickoff is a little bit more slowed down, but by and large, it is the same gameplay trailer, same gameplay engine, so a lot of what you're going to be able to do in kickoff will result over into Ultimate Team as well. But obviously, Ultimate Team is a little bit faster, a little bit more pacier. If I see something and I notice that maybe I used one of these features, or there's a part of the feature that I remember from EA Play, I'll try to highlight that and give a little bit of commentary on that. But if you guys do like this idea of maybe every time a trailer comes out, we do something like this where we have a little bit of a chat, you guys let me know in the comments. And I have a feeling a lot of you guys are going to say, yeah, the trailer looks awesome, but we need to get our hands on it. And that's what I'm going to try and lend, because like I said, I was able to get my hands on FIFA 20 over at EA Play, and you guys are 100% right. Really doesn't matter until we get a hands on it to get a feel for how the game actually plays. So let's start the trailer here, and let's pray to the YouTube gods that this doesn't get copyright claimed right off the bat. So I'm going to put I'm going to trade my hat for a headset so I can hear the audio. Even though I technically don't have to hear the audio. There's no, like, voice. There's no commentary. It's basically just music. And I just have to say, like, FIFA soundtracks always bang. Like, whenever the FIFA gameplay trailer comes out, there's always a track in it that just gets me hyped for summer. I know it has nothing to do with what you guys are looking for, but just thought I'd put it out there. Okay. New set piece rewrite. This is obviously new free kicks. You have a little bit more control of where you aim it. This year, you guys know I convert 25% of my pens and I miss on 75%. I'm like well below the average threshold. I can't take pens. Again, for me, it's a confidence thing. I've come to the point where what I do when I take a free kick, when I take a pen, is I just switch my player and then I go up the middle. I switch the player because I'm convinced that my opponent is going to see that. He's like, okay, so he's switching to a new player. Surely that means he's going to try and bang it top left, top right, or do something special with it. Nope. I just switch to the player and I go right up the middle. And a lot of the time that works for me. But brand new free kick, a brand new pen and free kick set pieces. Didn't really mess with this too much. I wish I spent a little bit more time on this one. But as you guys can see, you have a little bit more control where you place the ball. Pick your target. Time it right? So you have time finishing there. Now, this one is interesting. This one I did spend a little bit of time trying to get right, and it's a little bit difficult. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve. So what it is you obviously, you move your player with the left analog stick, and then you have now control over spin. So, for example, top spin, you're going to start off with a top. You see that at the top? And then you're going to bring it down, and that's going to bring top spin onto it. Again, it's a little bit of a, what do you think I have, octopus arms type situation. But I think it's something that you're going to be able to train. It's not something that's going to be impossible to do. I think maybe spend a few days on it. Maybe, you know, obviously you're going to get better at it as the cycle goes on. But this is definitely going to take a little bit of time because there's now a whole lot more things you can do. So, right, there's top spin here. See how he did that? See how the right analog stick came down? So, yeah, you release, and then after, I don't even know if I can get that frame. Did it even show up in the frame? Yeah, you see how it's come down? As soon as you connect, you want to bring down on the right analog stick, and then that's going to make it dip. And then this one is the knuckle. So what was the knuckle? Okay, so this one, you start from the bottom, and that makes sense, right? Because that's sort of how you would hit a knuckle. You like kind of pick the ball up from under. So you start with the right analog stick facing down, as you guys can see there, and then release, and that apparently makes it knuckle. Okay, so increased control in 1v1 situations. That is a new little skill move right there. Looks very much like the La Croqueta. Obviously, for those of you guys that don't know by now, chaining skill moves is going to be nerfed. So if you do like 9 La Croquetas in a row, I think it's about 3 or 4 until the air differential kicks in. But if you do like 3 or 4, it's going to get less proficient as it goes on. I don't know if by the 4th one, if you have a high, like say you have Neymar, for example, if you hit the 4th La Croqueta, how is that going to work? Is the ball just going to be instantly dispossessed from you? Or is he still going to try doing La Croqueta, but he's just going to not be able to do it at the same success rate? So that'll be interesting to see in FIFA 20 as well. But the 1v1 in battles, I don't know if they mentioned it yet, but I think Sam, the gameplay producer, had mentioned it. The whole objective for this year, or one of the big objectives, is making space more of a thing. So increased control in 1v1 battles. We're going to have more control over what we can do. This one right here, the little, it's not exactly a drag back, but it's like a skipping drag. I mean, it sort of is a drag back, but it's like a half drag back. I believe you initiate this by holding L1, R1. Again, it's one of the things about creating spaces. This year, FIFA 19, it was all about, like, gameplay was a little bit muddled. Like, everything was really close. Like, you get the ball, bam, someone's on you. You get the ball, bam, someone's on you. In FIFA 20, one of the things that they're really, really pushing is this idea of space, which is much more realistic. If you go on YouTube and look at how Barcelona play, it's not represented in how FIFA is. Everything is, like, really, really congested. I think congested is the right word for FIFA 19. Everyone is, like, really, really close together. You don't have really much time to do much. So I think that resulted in a more frantic gameplay. But in FIFA 20, at least if it pans out the way that it's being presented, there's going to be a lot more space, a lot more room for, you know, definitely dominating using skill moves, which is something that I'm interested in. I definitely want to learn a little bit more of the skill move tree, but definitely promising with the increased control 1v1. So he did that. He did the little drag back L1, R1, and then he went into a fake shot and got right by. Is that Mrs. Kitzel? That's not very realistic there. All right, let's see what we got for defense. Take back possession with active touch tackling. What are they saying about that? Hold on, boys. Using the active touch system, user control defending is advantaged and rewarded through a variety of new tackle animations. The cleaner the tackle, the higher the likelihood of retaining possession of the ball. Okay, so right. The cleaner the tackle. This year, obviously, in FIFA 19, you would tackle often. You would tackle a lot of the times. I don't know what percentage to put on it. But you tackle, and you do like a really, really great tackle, but then you'd lose the ball, and it would go right back to your opponent, and he'd bang one in, you know, whatever. He'd bang in a goal or do something that would get him in a good position to score. So this year, at least in what's being presented, if you do a clean tackle, the chances of you getting the ball back is better. Is that Chelsea? I don't know who that is. Is that Anton Rudiger? But anyway, it was a clean tackle. Let's see. Now, there wasn't really anyone there that would get possession of the ball, but maybe in FIFA 19, this guy right here, that's whoever that is right there. Again, it's a little blurry. I can't tell what teams are being used. I think that's Chelsea and City. So that tackle would happen in FIFA 19, and maybe it would just like go crazy and then bounce to this guy down there, or maybe even to KDB. Just go to the opposing team, which is obviously not what you want. Now, new ball physics is definitely something that I was able to notice not off the bat. It had to be pointed out to me by one of the producers. This year, if you do a pass like a low driven or any sort of pass on the pitch, it's like a laser beam, right? Like there's no lift off the ground, which is not realistic. I mean, the ball actually has a little bit of bounce to it. Now, the new ball physics, you're going to notice in the trailer, everything is a little bit more bouncy, which is obviously how it is in real life. The ball isn't a weight. You know those little balls that have the ball inside it? That's how FIFA 19 is, where it literally just goes across the pitch, and there doesn't seem to be any realistic ball physic to it. And it's not something we even noticed. It's not something like we ever even thought to complain about until we see it, right? That's not how the ball actually moves. So in FIFA 20, we're going to be getting a lot more. Yeah, check that. See the little bounce that's doing right there? Okay, so that's a shot that's physics-driven movement. Oh, well, hold on a second. That's probably the most realistic thing I've seen in the trailer so far. Alisson Becker getting scored on. Harry Kane. Tesco! Come on. Mbappe. There's another bounce. See how the ball is like bouncing on the pitch now? Composed finishing. Now, composed finishing isn't something that again, that's not something that I really noticed. I wonder if that was something added between now and EA Play. Composed finishing, an overhaul in the fundamentals of shooting will give you more consistent and clinical finishing. Obviously, something people complain about this year. Guys like Ronaldo, prime icon moments Pele, like these guys that have incredible finishing that shouldn't in the right mind be missing chances. Arguably my 99 team of the season, Messi, we missed an absolute sitter in weekend league. More consistent and clinical finishing, especially with players that should be making chances. Definitely something I hope works out well in FIFA 20, creating a more true-to-life shooting experience that better rewards authentic finishing and offers risk and reward in more difficult situations like volleyed crosses. Okay, and then ball physics here really quickly. New level of realism, offering new shot trajectories, more realistic tackle interactions, and physics-driven behavior. And the physics-driven behavior, I think it's obviously talking about, obviously, both defensive to offensive player interaction as well as the ball movement. Football-informed motion and an overhauled motion system introduces more authentic ball spins and bounces that play out with more realism than ever before, creating a more true-to-life football experience. And then new shot trajectories with the new ball motion system. A variety of realistic shot trajectories are unlocked, from technically dipping shots to knuckleballs to swerved set pieces and first-time rising shots. So, yeah, that'll be great. Wait, was that Havertz?
Havertz is through on goal, and Havertz!
That's it. That's the best part of the trailer right there, boys. Kai Havertz, the absolute mad lad. So, I think that pretty much covers most of it. Again, the set pieces is going to take a little bit of time to master, but I think it's going to give us definitely more control. I like how the pens are. Pens, I think, will definitely be better than they were last year. I mean, this year, whenever I was aiming, I just didn't feel comfortable or confident at all, and that's not the way it should be. I mean, like, I know there's a bit of error to pens, so it should feel a little bit like there's some chance, but I think the chance comes in picking the right spot. Like, I shouldn't be missing if I'm picking the right spot. You know, I should have a little bit more control if I go top left or bottom left, and I think we get that this year, or at least hopefully in FIFA 20 we get that. Ball movement, I think, is more than anything. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about clinical finishing and then also the tackling being rewarding if you do a good tackle or not. But the thing I'm most interested in and seeing how it actually translates on the pitch, and I liked what I experienced at EA Play, but the ball physics movement on the pitch with the bounces and stuff like that, I think that's going to create a whole new level of what you want to do, and then the overall thing about more space and less congestion. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how custom tactics play. Obviously, if you do possession and close in on a player after loss of possession, that's going to change how things look, but the overall mantra of creating more space and having it be a little bit more of a realistic feel in terms of how much space you have on the pitch and how players move around on the pitch will definitely be an interesting thing and something to keep out for once we see more of these FIFA 20 trailers come out. Also, a little bit the demo hopefully comes out soon. Will be interesting to get our hands on that, because that's obviously going to be, I think, a different build than what we played over at EA Play. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. If it has given you some sort of optimism or pessimism, or if you guys did like whatever we covered in this episode, if you guys want to see more of these going forward every time a trailer comes out, you guys let me know by dropping a like on the video. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We'll be live for a reward stream tonight. We'll be opening my rewards as well as your rewards, and then maybe a little bit of GTA with the Band of Brothers. The heist DLC comes out on July 23rd, so I'm pretty excited for that. But anyway, my bros, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I will see you guys for another upload tomorrow. Till next time, my bros, tschüss, later, ade.